the Walther WMP 22 Magnum pistol. We did a tabletop on it. We're going to take it out here to the range today and put a few shots through it, and more than a few maybe, and see how it works. And toward the end of this video, or somewhere after the intro, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to ask a question, and if you can respond down in the comments to help me decide what well, help me answer the question. Stay tuned. Welcome to Riders Range, while we take a look at the Walther WMP Winchester Magnum pistol, or Walther Magnum pistol, 22 Winchester rimfire Magnum, or Magnum rimfire, whichever way you want to say it. And we're going to start out today shooting some CCI Maxi Mag 40 grain jacketed hollow point, and this is one that's highly recommended on the Walther site. I got 10 rounds in one of the two included polymer 15 round magazines, and we're gonna target set up down there at 24 yards. I would say 25, except this doesn't quite go to where the plates are, so it's really 24 yards. And we're just gonna see how it works with the iron sights here. So let's give it a try. Very first shots out of the Walther, red fiber optic front sight certainly gets my attention. I'm going to go for that middle bullseye and just see where these CCIs print. Yeah, that thing is kind of loud. Doing a center hold on that center target. Ejection pattern's a little erratic, and it looks like they are all shooting high left, so that means I need a slightly lower rear sight. So it came with a second sight. Have to see if it's going to be lower or higher. All right, again, let's go 6 o'clock hold and put the next 3 or 5 in here rather. And stays open on the last shot of the mag. Let's see where those went. Still left. I didn't bring anything out here to drift that rear sight to the right, which is where it's going to have to go. Let us try some, what have I got? Some Maxi Mag 30 grains in here. All right, if you see the price tag on there or not, but that is $23 plus tax for 50 rounds. That's 9 millimeter territory. Let's put 5 of these in the upper, well, make it the lower right target since it is shooting high left. I'm going to go for the lower right target. Now these are 30 grain hollow points, and all right, slide release or slide stop lever. Takes a little bit of effort to drop it. Maybe that'll get better with time. All right, bottom right target. 6 o'clock hold, 30 grain. All right, again, stayed open on the last shot with the 30 grainers. And that is shooting still quite a bit high and to the left. All right, I want to thank Webster Gun Works for facilitating the transfer on this gun. Had to find it through a gun broker, and Webster was kind enough to receive it for me and sign it over after going through the usual background check and so forth. And let's see, I don't believe I mentioned in the initial tabletop review, this thing does have a 5-slot rail on the front, and if you want to hang whatever from it. I did mention that it has 4 different ways to release the magazine. You go back to the original video. I'll try to post that up here. You can see the various other features on it. This has an aluminum slide. In fact, let's pull it off there. By the way, I'm not modifying the pistol. This for the YouTube manual reviewers. This is in part of the instruction manual on how to take it apart and clean it. So again, no modifications. Usual takedown lever. Once that's down, slide comes right off. polymer frame. So it's almost like a chassis system in there. I haven't tried to take it apart or anything. It may come apart in more than one piece. I'm not sure exactly how that works yet, but it actually, looking at it, does look like it's a modular chassis system. We'll see how that shakes out. The slide is, like I say, it is aluminum, and it's got a polymer guide rod. The barrel's a little interesting in it, that it does have an attached, it's more of an alignment thing. This thing actually rides in the rails and aligns in the slide. The camera keeps going in and out because of the sun, sorry about that. There does seem to be a steel insert in the slide that helps align the barrel. So a little different design than some of the other pistols I've had. It does go back together pretty much like almost any other pistol these days. Camera keeps going in and out, sorry about that. All right, slide it back in, lock it, and move the takedown lever, and lo and behold, it is back together. Again, red fiber optic front sight, fixed rear sight. There is in the package another rear sight on it. This one actually looks like it is a lower sight, so that should bring the point of impact down. I may end up having to swap that. A couple of polymer optics mounting plates in here. We'll talk more about those here in just a little bit. I said I was going to talk more about them in the tabletop. I didn't do that, but we will cover it here. This is a large pistol. It is bigger than a Glock 17, and if you put them side by side this way, Glock 17 is shorter in the grip, and 17 was it's a full-size pistol, but definitely smaller than the WMP. I put the WMP really up against a Canik. This is the Mate SFX, and they're about the same slide length, just about the same height profile, if you can see that in the camera, and pretty much the same size gun. So the Canik Mate is a good size gun. So the Walther WMP is every bit a full-size gun. It's not going to be one of your compact little 22s. It does have a polymer trigger with the usual trigger tab on it. And again, I mentioned it is hammer fired. And let's try some more ammo that may or may not be recommended by Walther. All right, this is a Norma, and it is 40 grain. It's on the list. So Norma 40 grain says works well. We will give that a try. Again, I'm only going to do 5 shots. This stuff is $23.99 for 5 shots. So again, 9mm territory, basically $1 a shot. The mags do have pull-down tabs, which is typical of your 22s, and it does have metal. It feels like a metal insert in it, at least for the feed lips, and that helps stabilize the longer projectile, supposedly, or the longer cartridge case. And again, I'm only putting 5 rounds in there, although this is a 15-round mag, and it does come with 2 of them. So let's try this at, we'll try to the lower left target. It's probably going to print off the target. I'm going to hold directly at 6 o'clock on that lower left target. All right, so this is Norma 40 grain. And again, lower left target, 6 o'clock hold. So it's probably going to print a little bit high left, is my guess. Stayed back on the last shot, and let's see where those went. Not quite as high, but definitely still left. I'm going to have to work on that rear sight. All right, something that they don't address at all is Aguila, or Aguila, however you want to pronounce it. These are also 40 grain, and let's try 5 of those just to see where it shoots. So we'll go with the upper right-hand target on this. Again, 5 rounds. 22 Plinkster did a video on this, and he initially shot more than 800 rounds with 1 failure, and ended up at the end of the video having shot, he said, close to 1,000 rounds with just that 1 failure. All right, Aguila, not on the list, upper left-hand target, 6 o'clock hold. All right, let's see where that ended up. Not as high, but a 6 o'clock hold, definitely left. All right, finally something that they recommend against. They said, actually, they recommended against the Aguila. I stand corrected. They said no Aguilas SKUs were going to be suitable. All right, I have 6 rounds of arms core. This is what's not addressed at all in their literature. And this is 40 grain jacketed hollow point. Let's see how the arms core works, even though it's not mentioned at all. But so far, everything is functioned properly. All right. Upper right-hand target, again, 6 o'clock hold. This is with the arms core ammo. Let's just see what it'll do. All right. Oh, we got one more to go. That's why I didn't stay back. That's only 5 shots. Let's do 6. All right, that was 6 shots because I had 6 left in that box. The magazine stayed open, functioned every one of them. And this one is way high, way left. All right, when I shoot steel with this thing, we're gonna have to rearrange where I'm aiming at least. The Walther WMP does come, as I said, with a second sight. It feels like a polymer sight, but put the second sight that came in the bag next to the sight that's on it, and I don't know if the camera, how well the camera picks this up, and no, the gun's not pointed at my head. The sight is lower, so I'm probably going to end up putting this sight, in fact I'm sure I'm going to end up putting this sight on this gun and bring that pattern down a little bit. The only question I have is when I do that, if I put an optic on here, of course then the sight is almost irrelevant unless the optic dies, but if I mount an optic, am I going to be able to get a co-witness? And I'm thinking with a lower sight, it would be highly unlikely that I'll get any kind of a co-witness. I'm not even sure if I will with a taller sight that's on it. No suppressor height sights. The front sight it's not dovetailed in there. I'm not quite sure how that would come out, if there's even another front sight available for it. Which does bring us to optics. Now it does come with screws, a T10 type of Torx wrench, and 2 polymer optics plates. These plates are flexible. They're more alignment plates than anything else because the screws actually get down into the aluminum slide, and maybe even into the steel component of that aluminum slide, I'm not certain. But these will fit the RMR footprint, which would be the larger typical full-size red dot anyway, pistol red dot. Supposedly Doctor, Vortex, and the Shield, not the Shield RMS or SMS, but the Shield RMS, which again is more of a considered full-size footprint. So that brings me to the question you can help me out with. I really don't want to have to take the optic off one of my other guns. I could certainly save me some money. So I got several that I'm not using on a regular basis, but it's just kind of a pain to move them around. So the question is to you folks, I'm considering 2 optics. Actually, I might be considering 3. One is the Holosun 507C. That's the larger one. I've got 507K on a couple other guns, but I'm looking at the 507C. That's got the 2mm dot with, or excuse me, 2 MOA dot with the 32 MOA circle option around it. You can get it red or green. That's one consideration. Another one I'm thinking about is the Swamp Fox Justice. Now I've done that on a couple other guns. I may have done videos on those. I probably did somewhere along the line. I can get the Justice. They do have a really good discount program for veterans and retired military, or excuse me, retired police or law enforcement in general. So I can get a nice discount on Swamp Fox, and I really like the Swamp Fox products. There's a new one out I'm still thinking about though, and that is the Bull Armory. I believe it's the M2, I believe, something to that effect. And I think that one's got a 2 MOA dot. I've never done any Bull optics. I really like the Bull Armory pistols, but I haven't done the Bull optics. So out of those 3 sights, the Holosun 507C, the Swamp Fox Justice, red or green, or the Bull Armory, I think it's the M2. out of those three, what do you suggest? And if you suggest something different, hey, I'm open to options. I don't want to spend any more than I have to, but I want to get a good optic for it. And just based on where this thing is printing right now, I'm thinking that I probably should have an optic on it. And 22 Magnum ought to be good for greater distance. Optic is going to obviously help at 50 yards. But having said that, you know we got to shoot it at the steel. So let me get my ears and eyes on. I've got one mag loaded up with the arms core, which they don't even mention, and I've got one mag loaded up with the Aguila, which they said shouldn't work, or they don't recommend it. I got 10 rounds in each, and the first thing I want to do is hit the plates there at 12 yards, just see if it'll move those very well. Then we'll move over to 25, and then I'll load up some of these CCIs and we'll go out to 50. So first up, 10 rounds of the Aguila. Not recommended according to Walther, but so far they've worked. Let's just see how these will run on the plates. We'll start with the 8-inch. This is 12 yards. Start with the 8-inch red, white with the red circle. Moves it. How about the 8-inch plates on the rack? And hey, it moves them. That's 9 shots. I got one left. Gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go for the silver silhouette. There we go. I got more than that. And I miscounted again, but hey, it stayed open. All right, and that's with ammunition they don't recommend. So let's move the cameras over to 25 yards and see what I can get over there. All right, 25 yards, I've got 10 rounds of arms core loaded up in here. And let's just see what it'll do. We'll start with the black 12-inch on the left. I'm gonna aim lower right because I know that it's gonna shoot high left. Moved it a little bit. How about the white 8-inch with a red center? Okay. How about the head flipper on the black silhouette? All right, it moved it, not with great authority, but it did move it. Now we got to try to get it back. All right, that's moving kind of slow. There's a 6-inch way over there on the right, a white one. Let's try that. All right, so I aimed just off the plate at about 430 and managed to get the 6. And let's just do the silver silhouette. All right, let's put some of the CCIs in it and let's take it out to 50. 10 rounds of the CCI Maxi Mag, 40 grain loaded up in here. And again, I got to remember the hold on this. Let's take it out to 50 yards and let's just see what it'll do. Start, of course, with the silver gong. All right, Well, that was interesting. Okay, that's my first failure with this, and this is with a 40 grain CCI that they recommended, but that is a fail to extract. So let's pull the mag out and see what that does. Don't know why that didn't extract. And I did, before shooting this, I did take it apart. It had grease on the rails instead of oil. I've got it well lubed, so it shouldn't be any issues with slide rebound on this. I don't know why that didn't extract. Let's try it again. So that's my first failure, and that's with a recommended ammo. All right, let's try for the silver, or excuse me, the white 16, green center, high right. I'm gonna aim again low right. Did that move it? I couldn't hear it from here with the recoil. This bullet's moving fast enough. I'm not hearing the recoil or the sound of the plate. Let's try the 16 again. All right, I think I heard it that time. Let's try the 12 below it, white with a red center. All right, I got that. How about the 10, white with the black center there in the middle? Got it. How about the 8 below that, white with a red center? No, try it again. Hitting something. There we go. Can I do a 6? Hold over, or hold under actually. Nope, no joy on the 6. Again, that's on me. The gun is obviously not sighted where it needs to be. All right, we are back out here with the Walther WMP. I did change the rear sight on it because remember it was shooting high left before, and put in the lower sight, which should drop the point of impact. And interesting, it was very easy to drift the old sight out, and these again are polymer sights. And pushing this one back in, actually I did that by hand. I didn't have to use a punch or anything else. I hope I've got it centered. We're going to put a few shots of the CCI Maxi Mag out here. This is supposed to be 1,875 feet per second or something to that effect. I haven't chronographed it. That's probably out of a rifle barrel. I will try it out of a rifle barrel at a future video. So it's obviously going to be less out of the 4.5-inch barrel. One thing I did notice on this gun though is it builds up. You can't see it here, I'll roll some stills in, but builds up a lot of crud. It looks like it's, I don't know, it's unburned powder or something out of those 22 mag shells. So it does get a lot of crud. All right, let's get the eyes and ears on and see how this thing works. I got a target set up again at the same 24 yards. We're gonna go for the center bullseye and see what happens. All right, center bullseye. And let's see, equal height, equal light. Let's see. And I'm doing a center hold. All right, that time, slide lock back. I think that was me, thumb resting on the slide stop lever. Try it again, center hold, center target. Didn't bring my binoculars out. I got to walk down range and see what it is. Looks like it's centered fairly well. It was just by eyeball, and it is shooting just a little bit low now. So I need a sight that's somewhere between the high one and the low one, but I don't think they offer that. So let's just reset the camera for 50 yards, knowing that I got to do a little holdover. And I had struggled with that 6-inch plate yesterday. I got 10 rounds left in this 15-round magazine. Let's just see how it works. All right, and I'm going to cheat a little bit this time. I'm actually going to use the rest to try 50. I'm going to start with a 10-inch. It's a white with a black center in the middle there. Got that. How about the 8-inch, almost right below it, white with the red center? No. There we go. And actually I was holding the top of the front sight, equal height, equal light again, but I was holding the top of the black metal of the front sight just above the 8-inch plate to get it. Let's see what I can do with the 6. There we go, and held a fair amount above it. Let's see if I can do that again with the same holdover. All right, 2 shots left. I like the sound of the metal gong there. Big, easy target. Let's go for it. All right, so there is the Walther WMP 22 mag pistol. And again, the lower back sight is just a hair low. Definitely got to get an optic in again, as I asked just a little while ago. Of course, this is being filmed. Let's see, this part's the second day. Anyway, as I asked a little earlier in this video, what optic? Should I get the Bull Armory or Bull Optics? Should I go with a Holosun? Should I put a Swamp Fox on there? Because you know I do like my Swamp Fox. And again, any other suggestions, so we do appreciate it. That is a quick look at the Walther WMP, except for the couple of glitches that we had that we mentioned in the earlier video, or the earlier part of this video. It has been a really nice shooting gun. Love the ergonomics. It's got good texture, good grip, like the gun. And I had to get a rifle to go along with it, and that'll be in a separate video. Thanks for stopping in.